Hello and welcome to today's Wild Hearthstone deck tech and gameplay video on a Ramp Starship Druid. Basically our Ramp Starship list, it combines two packages and sort of stitches them together into one list. We have the first package, which is the Ramp package. To do that, we have cards like Wild Growth, even Malfurion's Gift, what's another one? Or even Wild Heart Guff, all as ways to gain additional maximum mana crystals so we can not only do big things sooner than our opponent, but with cards like Guff, be able to do even more than our opponent could do even if they were at 10 mana. So we want to ramp and do big things quick and do a lot of big things in those turns, hopefully faster than our opponent can do. And beyond the ramp package are the things you're ramping into. The namesake really is the Starship mechanic. Let's find one of them here. Where are they? Yeah, we'll use the defense crystal. The Starship mechanic is a mechanic that I've been having fun with during testing. I don't think it's going to be a super fantastic, super impactful mechanic, but it's fine. It's not the greatest, though, since oftentimes you are paying a load of mana investment and a load of cards, and those cards have to die for you to even get the Starship piece. It's a lot of hoops you have to jump through, even if you happen to get the biggest, scariest Starship in the world. All of those things are normally just a big dude that could, in theory, be removed the second that it comes into play. The only thing that I think makes the Starship mechanic sort of work is that I got lucky and got the Exodar as a, I guess you'd call it a Starship payoff, which not only launches the Starship, but lets you choose a protocol, which is effectively gives you an additional benefit based on the size of your Starship or how much health it has, or let you get all of the yeah, you too, calm down, or let you get like additional copies of all the pieces in your Starship. Basically, it pays you off in addition to having the Starship, beyond just whatever the big scary Starship happens to be. Yes, cat, I know, baby boy, you came in here and messed with her. You don't really get to cry now. But the Exodar lets your Starship do something the moment it's summoned beyond just being a big scary dude, and oftentimes just being a big scary dude really isn't enough to see a whole lot of play. The other sort of half of the thing we're ramping into are just generally some nice, good late game cards. Cthulhu as a good sort of alternate win con. Cards like Toy Rantis and Bouldering Buddy are all other things you want. And even the Death Beetle are also in the camp of the things you want to ramp into. If it seems weird why I chose all of these like high-end ramp cards and then even the Cthulhu, and then also chose to bring in the Starship mechanic, was that I was already testing a ramp druid list that was ramping into the same big scary things minus the Starship, and Starship seemed like it would only be good if I could get a lot of mana quickly to sort of overcome its natural limitation of taking so many turns and so much mana. Ramping sort of was an answer for that, so that's why it seems like a weird inclusion, but I was already like a week into testing the pure ramp list when the expansion came out, and this seemed like a good spot to sort of slot in some new Dark Beyond cards, so that's why it looks weird. But anywho, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you like it, subscribe if you like my grab bag of content and would like to see more in the future, and if you have any sort of questions like I don't have X, what about Y, or other generally nice and or constructive comments, go ahead and leave those down in the comments below, and I will do what I can to respond to them when I see them. Now finally, we'll go on to game number 1. And game number 1 with our little ramp Starship Druid. Honestly, this is a pretty good opening hand. We have ramp tools, things to play in the meantime to sort of help us survive the intermediate turns. And some card draw in the late game eventually. If we /when we run out of cards to get some extra steam. And the Lotus Seedling also giving us armor can help against their aggressive opponent's list of the Bizarre Burglar or Burglary or whatever the hell it's called. We'll go ahead and coin for the sake of some ramp. Hopefully we'll find a guff pretty early on, but we shall see. It does take a little while for the... Ooh! Oh yeah, I guess that does work. Okay, that's cool. I like that. That's pretty cool. We will go ahead and do the Malfurion's Gift, again, for Wild Growth, and just keep ramping each and every turn. Get big and scary. But what I was going to say is that I like the inclusion of the Rogue Starship mechanic, since their Starship pieces, at least native to Rogue, are all about getting other classes, so it really... are getting other classes Starships. So it, like, really works pretty well with the Burgle Rogue quest. I really, really like that. It's awesome. Do I just keep ramping? Yeah, but we're going to do with Invigorate, since we might need to use the gift for some interaction. They don't have the biggest, scariest board right now, but if nothing else, if we draw nothing else of any note or use, we can always play the Defense Crystal and a Lotus Blossom. If those aren't a counterspell. Or if that isn't a counterspell or something. But we'll see. Crystal resolves. Objection, that's fine. Play the Blossom. See what we draw. That's pretty nice. Okay, so next turn we can play the Crystal Cluster. See, we'll be at 9, so we'll get 2 3/7 taunts, and we'll have 10 mana, so we can play the Bouldering Buddy. Which will give us a good ability to sort of respond to our opponent's board. Unfortunately, have not hit a guff, but no reason to, you know, cry that much. We're still alive, which is a good place to be. Got the weapon. Most... Okay. Okay, that's interesting. I was going to say most Burgle Rogues run a Spectral Cutlass, and that weapon can be hard to deal with, but if they're just going to rely on the Ancient Blades, we might be okay. Yeah, Crystal Cluster. Get some 3/7s. Get a Bouldering Buddy. Get rid of their biggest thing. Guess we'll Hero Power and start chipping away at their board. We're looking to go for the long game anyway. Don't mind taking some turns off here. See what our opponent does. Ancient Blades. Barrel Roll, not bad. Now it's a big scary... Or, well, that wasn't a really big scary turn, but they did answer my board. But our life total isn't that threatened, so, what are you gonna do? We'll do with Defense Crystal, why not? Play a Reactor, just get some dudes on the board. We'll use this gift now for Wild Growth, which will give us a card draw. If not find us a guff, then find us more control tools to help us stall for time. Crystal Cluster works fine. We're not ramping anymore if we don't happen to draw the guff, but we can always just, you know, play the cluster for the defensive aspect. That's fine. Now we can actually start working on building the Starship. Feeling pretty good. Ooh, Mimic Pod. Ooh la la. Very nice. See what we draw. Yeah, we'll draw first. Reactor's cool. Bouldering Buddy's cool. We'll do the cluster for right now. See what we draw next turn. But this gives us a nice big board that's going to be a little more difficult to deal with. Oh god, this damn card. Happy we didn't play the Bouldering Buddy, since now we can use the Buddy to get rid of the Grey Bow. Do that. Yeah, sure. We'll go face with the rest of it. Largely ignore the potential Grey Bow and just hope we don't hit it. Try and apply some pressure. And even if, like this happened, even if we resummon the Grey Bow, we'd already done the damage. I think I'm actually going to naturalize that, now that I can actually get rid of it. Yeah, it gives them some cards, which isn't great. But we're happy to make that trade. Running really low on cards, though. And I need some gas. God. Yeah, that's good. That'll also... Yeah, that's really good. What is Rogue Starship? I don't think I've even seen it. Yeah. To be honest, I haven't seen anybody else play... what's the word? Starship pieces, so it'll be interesting to see how this works. I guess we'll play a reactor and the body of Cthulhu and just go face with the rest. Weird part about having Divine Shield is that it's not going to be as easy to kill if they're looking to really start building their own starship. I gotta look up, if this game doesn't show me, I gotta look up what theirs even looks like. Okay, Yogg-Saron's kind of boring, honestly. But I get it. It's like a sweeper for a list. Oh, okay. Okay, that's odd. I get to see now. The Scavenger's Will. That's interesting. I'm going to keep this. I really want to use the... Well... Yeah, and I want to save the Starship also for the Exodar. That flicks pretty good. That's the thing. Okay. Does the Starburst... Okay, the Spellburst triggers even if they don't have targets, which is nice. Fair enough. I hate that I have to do this. I think we're going to Heart first. I really kind of don't want to cast these big scary things without Guff out now. Our problem is that we need to find the Guff. Okay, their deck's getting a little weird. Granted, I know like the Onyx Bishop and stuff. Okay, I guess. Okay, if I'm being honest, that is sort of the reality of, what's it called? You've got to be kidding me. Okay, I have to play the Death Beetle or I just die. I was going to say that is kind of the whole appeal of a Burgle Rogue, is that you can't really make a whole lot of, like, well-informed decisions, since who knows what they're going to generate, you know? I don't just die now, right? 6 and 2 is 8, 8 and 3 is 11, 11, 3, 14, 14, 2, 15, 15, 18. With the pocket sand. 18 plus another 3 from 21. We're alive, but not by much. I think that if I draw the Exodar... Okay, I was going to say... Yeah, I think if I draw the Exodar after I've played the Archive, I think I can still activate the Protocol part, right? That's pretty good. Yeah, We'll take it. Do the poison seeds first. Then we'll do the Starship. Launch it for 5. Hopefully the Starship lives. We would love, again, to draw the exodar or something big, or even just some card draw. That's pretty good. Yeah, another prime example of I want starships to be cool, but it is just a big dude. Now an exodar is an absolutely useless draw. Don't think there's anything that saves. Well, that helps. Hold on. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 10, 14, 14, 17. If I gain armor 3 times, 15, 16, 7, that won't do it. So we gotta draw some cards and hope we find something. Or we just die. Well, okay. That's interesting. I didn't know that's how that worked. Do I still die? Okay, okay. I was wondering how that mechanically worked. Well, if nothing else, I learned how drawing bombs works with the Constellation card, which is pretty interesting. But anywho, that's honestly a pretty fair showing for starships as a whole. But anywho, we'll go on now to game number 2. And game number 2 with our little ramp Starship Druid. Okay, we'll keep it. We have a ramp tool, we have ways to respond to a board, we have ways to refill. It is a perfectly fine hand. If our opponent is playing some control warrior thing with that Odin card that gives them damage, or gives them attack whenever they gain armor, we just lose. They can gain so much armor in a turn as warrior, they can do like 20-30 damage in a single swing. If that's the case, we're just going to be in trouble. Anything beyond that, we can be okay. And not to mention, not only with the Odin triggers, the armor can kill me, but the Odin trigger and the armor gained can then kill me. They also just have sufficiently large armor that my even big board of ramped into stuff won't be enough to like chip into their armor significantly. In the meantime, we ramp. And then we ramp some more. Hopefully we'll be able to, like, you know, make some use of it. But we'll see. Wouldn't be surprised if they're also Reno, so we wouldn't even really be able to super commit to a board, which isn't great. Go ahead and pop into that if we need to. We'll see, though. Pardon the burp. Taking a lot of armor. Yeah, that'll do it. Guess we do Sleep Under the Stars here. Refreshing some mana crystals. Refreshing them again. Then we'll do a cat constellation. Draw some cards. It's not bad. We will go ahead and Starfall down the big boy. I'm almost certain that their deck is what I suspect it to be. That's not bad. Oh boy. We have to get rid of that. We can't have that card eating up our whole deck. I guess we'll do a Body of Cthulhu here. Keep chipping away into their board. Hopefully just be able to sort of sneak under their defenses here. Maybe eke out a win. This is almost certainly... That's pretty good. This is almost certainly some Reno list in addition to everything else they're doing. Coerces down the rest of it, which is fine. Can't ramp anymore without a guff, so I guess we'll invigorate first and draw. It's not the most helpful to us right now, so we'll play a buddy. Bonk into the big boy. Guess we'll draw now, see what we find. Tyrannus is pretty good. Okay, that's something. It's just a generally big and scary board is kind of all that a quote, fair ramp list can do. One of the reasons why I decided to do a fair ramp list is that I know that there are plenty of Druid decks that like ramp into some tog-waggly, kill you in one turn shenanigans. And that those count as ramp decks too, but really it's more the fact that they're combo decks than anything that really helps them. Guess we'll do this. Do a Toyrantis and a Defense Crystal. Playing so... Yeah, they're doing like really good sort of control-y things. Honestly, there's not that much a Theatar is gonna super do to hoses here. They're almost certainly some Reno list in addition to whatever armor control warrior thing they are. Hi, Bo. Hi, buddy. Hi, baby boy. Hi. Can I have a petri scritch? Or do you want to hang out up there? Okay. We can hang out up there. That cool, too. It's not bad. Isn't bad. Guess we'll play the bassist. Bonk into the big boy. Hi, Bo. Hi, little man. I guess we go face with the rest. If nothing else, again, they're as a control word, they almost certainly have some sort of answer here. But we feeling pretty good. Weirdly, the elusive is more... What's the word? More relevant than you would think. To the point where if I made another pure ramp list, because I won't... Ugh. Oh, God. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Luckily I have... Well... In that case, the bouldering buddy makes that decision a little different. Get rid of Sir Chomps over there. Guess we'll do... Hi, Bubby. Guess we'll do a Defense Crystal, and then we'll naturalize their Body of Cthulhu. Hope that our board survives pretty intact, but it might not. That's unfortunate. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping my face would eat some of those, but it didn't. It's not doing great. Oh, my original point. If I were to make another ramp list in the future, I have to be honest, I would cut the Starship cards. If you were on the fence as a wild player about the Starship mechanic and you were like, I don't know if I should use all my dust to craft like the Starship cards, don't do it. I mean, have some fun and test and fiddle with them with the cards you've managed to open naturally. We'll just go face. But don't waste your dust on them if you're looking for like a remotely good what's the word? A remotely good investment for your dust. There's just better ways and better things you can get than Starship Druid, or even honestly, I think most of the Starships are all suffer from the same problem. It's just big dirtily dudes that require so much investment over so many turns, and just to then summon a big scary dude is just not gonna cut it. We'll draw first. Exodar's nice. Argue Exodar's a little late, but one thing at a time. Let's see, trade to you, trade to you. Trade to you, trade to you. Bonk here, bonk here. They're going to have so much armor, we're not really going to be able to, like, rush down their armor. They're just going to gain so much of it that it's better to build a board state and hopefully get more damage over the long run. The fuck? Sure, that certainly is a card. Okay, yeah, that's a card. I guess we'll Wild Growth first. I don't see a world where I'm gonna draw that much. It's gonna change my mind. Oh, the fucking TNT got rid of my Exodar. That helps. Helps a lot. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess I have the actual Starship, if nothing else, but my god, it feels really bad. At least with the Exodar, that sadly you're not going to be able to see this game. Like we talked about in the deck tech, it at least lets the Starship do something beyond just being a big scary looking dude that can oftentimes just get removed. Yeah, we'll just launch it, that's fine. Guess we'll get rid of old Kargath here. How much damage is it? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sadly, we don't have the elusive part, so we can't even rely on the big scary thing to like survive for return if it can just be targeted with any number of removal that warrior has. Although this deck in testing, even if the Starship portion of it has been wildly underwhelming, and it has, it's sort of reminded me that elusive's like kind of a cool keyword, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's fucking in a giant Starship. Can't. All it does is trade into a guy and then just dies. Play the cluster. I guess we'll Nalfurian's Gift for a Wild Growth to dig for some cards. Give me things here. RTNT, which that kills my Cthulhu. That's so unfortunate. And again, they're still... I bet really good money that they have their Reno deck. Yep, there's another one. Yep. I got a guff. Oh boy, it was on the bottom. Wee. Okay. Yeah. Honestly, this deck has been like a flop. I mean, it's not like a total flop, as you can see. It got me to gold. Like, it's a functional list. It's not like it doesn't work. It's just, it's never going to be even like a slightly above average. Like, it is only average. And that's... And in Hearthstone, you can't trust necessarily the average rank being gold meaning anything when you can get win streak bonuses, and that can skew the actual performance of a deck. I have to be honest, if Hearthstone didn't have win streak bonuses at the lower ranks, which I like that it does, and it's a good thing, I'm not complaining about the win streak bonus. I'm saying that if Hearthstone Ladder did not have the bonus, I do not think this list would have even gotten to gold. So this is one of the rare lists where it's going to be a recommendation against the list, or more particular, really don't touch the Starship cards if you were on the fence about it and you're looking to like invest your dust in good cards. Don't touch them. Just wait for the next set. I don't even think the mini sets, because the mini set's going to give us probably another class's Starship, probably like Paladin or something, if I had to take a guess. I do not think there's any world in which the Starship mechanic could be particularly good 99 times out of 100. So yeah, don't actually play this list. but do keep watching the videos. So thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you like them, subscribe if you like my grab bag of content and would like to see more in the future. And if you have any sort of questions that are nice and or constructive, I'll do what I can to respond to what I see. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember, I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together.